What is going on, baseball fans? How are you all doing tonight? James McCann drawing interest from a lot of teams. The Blue Jays seem to be in on everyone this offseason. They're talking to Kolton Wong. They're talking to George Springer. The Blue Jays are crazy active this offseason. Mike Minor signs with the Royals. And we got a new league coming to Major League Baseball. We're going to talk all about it tonight. Let's get to it.
Wake up the Don Bambino and have me face him. Maybe I'll drill him in the ass.
And what's going on, baseball fans? How are you all doing? Welcome to the chat, everyone. Hello, how are you doing? Alrighty, looks like we're doing okay. I've been seeing a little bit of lag going on from my end, hopefully, and I noticed a couple of you said in the chat that it's a little laggy. It's not terrible for me, but I am noticing the lag, so hopefully we get a nice, healthy stream tonight. I'm seeing 21 people in here to start. Glad to see you all here. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I just went back to work this week after having all of last week off, and it was pretty miserable, I can't lie. Getting back into that routine, that is quite difficult, I can't lie. But I'm here, I'm ready to talk some baseball, and yeah, we got quite a bit to talk about tonight, and there's actually one that I'm pretty excited to talk about. I mean, I'm always excited to talk about everything going on in baseball, but there's one in particular that I'm a little intrigued about. So, how's everyone doing? Let's take a quick look at the chat. Let's see how you all are doing. I see Drew Venny. What's going on? Mr. Krabs is here. Jordan Jones. Kira's here. Jackson, thank you for coming out tonight. Appreciate that. Hayden, hello. BZ Baseball. Hello. Red Sox Baseball. What's going on? How are you doing? Alrighty, so I see JH Sports. Alrighty, so 24 people. I think that's enough for us to get started. Hopefully more start to file in. Before I do get started, if you can, hit that subscribe button. We are drawing very, very, very close to 4,000 subscribers. When I first started this channel last December, I didn't even think I would get to 100 subscribers in a year. And we are this close to 4,000. So if you can, hit that subscribe button. If you are looking for more baseball news, hit that thumbs up for me. That definitely helps the stream get out to more baseball fans. And as always, if you don't like my face, you can hit the thumbs down as well. Yeah, hit the little bell thing or whatever the heck you call it. And yeah, let's get started with the news. So the first bit of news that I want to talk about tonight, let's get to the juicy one. James McCann. He's drawing interest from 6 different teams. James McCann, behind JT Realmuto, is the best available catcher. James McCann, he's starting to come into his own, and he could be a very productive player for a team that picks him up that needs some catching help. So let's go take a look at the teams that really could use a James McCann and the teams that are interested in James McCann. So let's share the screen here. Let's get to it. So John Heyman was the one to report this today. This was reported at 9:54 this morning. James McCann has received interest from the Yanks, Mets, Cardinals, and Angels, in addition to the White Sox. Phillies also believed interested if they lose Realmuto. I could definitely see that happening. And we're going to touch on that as a little bit too. McCann is coming into his own with a 144 OPS plus last year. White Sox like him, but realistically, he's a starter. I don't see him going back to the White Sox. I think he is ready to get a starting job somewhere. James McCann, he is, I think he's ready. I think he's ready to be a starter. He's played well for the last couple of years. And yeah, wherever, I mean, you're most likely, I mean, I would think Realmuto is going to sign first. I mean, I don't know, maybe a team, I mean, you're going to get James McCann for cheaper than Realmuto, but I don't know. I kind of wonder how those dominoes are going to fall a little bit. But it is very possible. I want everyone to take note of this right here. Phillies also believed interested if they lose Real Muto. So in the last few days, there have been some rumblings that the Phillies are maybe leaning towards not bringing Real Muto back. So according to, I can't remember who exactly said it. Let me actually see if I can pull it up real quick. JT Real Muto. But I want to touch on this real quick before I get more into James McCann. But because I think this is important. So Phil's Nation, this is actually according to John Middleton himself. So it says here, breaking, Phillies are not able to afford JT Realmuto and will not re-sign him, John Middleton says. Middleton says the team lost $2 billion this year. I mean, that's nuts. If that's true, that is crazy to think about. So that seems to be the word out on the block. There was also this picture that the Phillies came out with. As you can see in this picture, there is no JT Realmuto in this picture, which I would imagine too. I mean, you can't really put him in the picture. He's a free agent. I think they would like to, but this is going to be really interesting. Now, I don't know if are the Phillies maybe playing, I don't know, a little hardball here? I don't know. I don't really know the strategy behind it, but if this is true, this is very intriguing that JT Realmuto or the Phillies not being able to bring back Realmuto based on the finances. So a lot of teams got hit hard this year from the pandemic. So I could easily see a team like the Phillies looking at a James McCann. So let's get back to the original James McCann tweet from John Heyman here. So again, the teams that are interested in McCann, they're not surprising. The Yankees, they need catching help. Who knows what they're going to do with Gary Sanchez? MLB Trade Rumors just put out a poll. Pretty interesting poll. I'm not sure if any of you saw that poll on Gary Sanchez, where it was a poll on what to do with Gary Sanchez. Would you want to bring him back, or would you want to try and trade him, or just cut him? And the majority of the people lean towards cutting Gary Sanchez or trading him away. So definitely you're going to see the Yankees on the radar here. The Mets, the Mets are in on everyone, it seems. The Mets, they're looking, and there was another report over the weekend as well that the Mets, they're more interested in free agents, and they're going to lean more towards free agents than trades. So what does that mean for maybe a Francisco Lindor, a Nolan Arenado? Not really sure, but it looks like the Mets, they got some money to spend. I mean, we all kind of knew that with their new owner, Steve Cohen, one of the richest men in the world. So not surprising. I predicted James McCann to go to the Mets. I mean, I'm terrible at predictions. Who knows how that's going to happen? But you could easily see a team like the Mets getting in on a James McCann. The Cardinals, that's really interesting. That's very interesting to me. You got Yadier Molina. Who knows what's going to happen with him? You don't know if he's going to be coming back or not. You don't know if he's going to venture off elsewhere, maybe to the Yankees, maybe to the Mets, maybe to the Angels, maybe to the Padres. You don't even know. But the Cardinals, they got a young catching prospect that he is ready possibly to start. So who knows what the Cardinals are going to end up doing there. The Angels, I'm not surprised. You got Max Stassi there, but he doesn't really have too much of a track record. He had an okay season last year, but I think if you're the Angels and you have a chance to bring in a guy like a James McCann, I think you're intrigued if you are the Angels. The White Sox as well. I don't know. The White Sox to me seem a little, I don't know about that. You already got Yasmani Grandal, James McCann. He's looking for more playing time right now. Sure, maybe the White Sox are interested in bringing him back, but is James McCann interested in going back to the White Sox? I don't think so. I don't know James McCann personally, but I would imagine if you are a James McCann, you put up some solid numbers for the last couple of years. I think you're looking for more playing time. I think the White Sox, you can kind of write the White Sox off here. That's just my opinion. That's how I would feel. If I feel like I've been playing pretty productive in the last couple of years, but I got someone like a Yasmani Grandal, one of the best catchers in the game, in front of me, then why would I want to go back? I mean, of course, maybe he had a great time with the White Sox. Maybe he had some, good memories. But I think with James McCann, it's time to move on. But what do I know? I don't know James McCann. And so I'm not going to speak for the guy. That's just what I would do. So very intriguing to see James McCann get a ton of interest here. It's and again, these teams are not very surprising. These are all teams that could definitely use some catching help. But I think the Phillies, look out for the Phillies, especially with the JT Realmuto reports about with the Phillies not being able to bring him back. I could see a James McCann maybe going to the Phillies if that doesn't work out. Because you're going to get James McCann for a lot cheaper than a JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto is a top 2 catcher in the game. Him and Yasmani Grandal, you can go kind of back and forth between those two. But JT Realmuto, he is going to get bags of money this offseason. James McCann's not going to get JT Realmuto money. So, interesting to, for the Phillies, I think. I think they're a dark horse team for a James McCann. Initially, I predicted JT Realmuto to go back to the Phillies, but I don't know, with these reports now, I mean, they were a bit iffy sounding in the beginning of the offseason. They were saying that they were a little unsure of their financial situation heading into this offseason. JT Realmuto was a number 1 priority for them, but when it comes down to it, are they going to be able to afford him? Bryce Harper is going to be very upset about that if they don't bring him back. How's he going to feel about that? But at the end of the day, it's a business, and you have to kind of understand. You just gave Bryce Harper a ton of money, so at the end of the day, it's not really about Bryce Harper's feelings. It's about the matter of the fact that are you going to be able to afford a JT Realmuto? And if not, James McCann could be definitely a replacement for him. And that could be a very good replacement too. He is going to cost some money. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I could definitely see the Mets really being in on him until the end. Could definitely see the Phillies jumping in. Look out for the Angels, too. I think the Angels, that's a team. The Yankees, I don't know what the Yankees are doing. I don't know. They seem to love Gary Sanchez. I'm not the biggest fan of Gary Sanchez. I don't know. People just seem very split on Gary Sanchez. Half the people want him out. Half the people want him to stay. And I don't know. Me personally, I think if the Yankees could get a guy like a James McCann, if they could get JT Realmuto, I think that would be awesome. But hey, what are you going to do? So this is the report from John Heyman. What do you all think? Do you think that James McCann could go to one of these teams? Do you see any other teams that could possibly jump in on this? What do you think in the chat? Give me a thumbs up if you think James McCann could land or will land with one of these teams. The Yankees, the Mets, the Cardinals, the Angels. Could he maybe go back to the White Sox? I don't think he's going to go back to the White Sox. That's just me. But I could definitely see him landing with one of these other teams. So let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up if you think he's going to end up with one of these teams. Jared, I agree. The Angels need pitching. I think the Angels need to focus on the pitching. You could see a James McCann get involved with discussions with the Angels. I think their number 1 target's Trevor Bauer. If Trevor Bauer is not their number 1 target, I don't know what to think. So, but yeah. That's where we are at with James McCann. And now, let's move on to the next story. So let's come back to the screen here. So we just had another starting pitching free agent just come off of the market, and that is Mike Minor. So this is an interesting one. Mike Minor signing a 2-year deal with the Royals. So Mike Minor didn't really have the best season this past year. He got traded to the A's. He had a couple of good starts here and there, but overall not a very effective season for Mike Minor. With the Rangers a couple of years ago, he was really good. He was a workhorse kind of a guy. Interesting to see him go to a team like the Royals. This is a pretty sneaky move. I'm not surprised to see the Royals do something like this. And where that video that I made of the Royals, or the video I made of teams of if you could pick one free agent to bring in, they should sign like a certain player. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. But with the Royals, I said that they should. I can't remember who I picked for the Royals. I think I picked Rick Porcello, and this move kind of lines up in a way with that. He's going to come cheap. His value kind of lowered this year. He's going to give you innings. And that's kind of where I was at with thinking Rick Porcello would go to the Royals, because Rick Porcello has that experience in that division. Not for a while now, but still he has pitched in those ballparks. So it's not surprising for me to see the Royals. They need starting pitching. They got a lot of fun, young starting pitchers coming up, guys like Brady Singer. But I think they needed to kind of bring someone in. And I think Mike Minor's a great guy to bring in. He's a veteran guy. He can really help with these younger guys. Mike Minor's a great guy to have on your team, in my opinion. And I think the Royals are going to... I think they're going to benefit from him, and maybe not on the stat sheet very much. I think he'll be fine with the Royals, but overall, he's going to give you innings, and he is just going to be that veteran presence for all these young guys there, and I think that's a good move. I mean, again, you're not going to really see it too much on the stat sheet. Who knows if it really translates to wins and losses, but I think that's going to be very helpful for the development of the younger guys. But while we're at it, let's go take a look real quick at some Mike Minor stats. Let's take a look. Let's share the screen. Here we go. So Mike Minor, again, not a very good year in 2020. He only went 1-6. Hold on, my computer is not loading. Okay. All right, looks like we're good to go here. All right, so yeah, not a very good season here for Mike Minor. He literally had no wins above replacement. He didn't add anything to the team or to the teams that he was on. He didn't take anything away either. He was kind of just there. He went 1-6, a 5.56 ERA. He started 11 games, came out of the bullpen in one game. But he gave you innings. So, I mean, again, he had a really good year in 2019. 14-10 record, a 3.59 ERA. The FIP was a little higher, but still a pretty good FIP if you ask me. Pretty good strikeouts per 9 in 2019, 8.5. That's pretty solid for the most part. But then coming into 2020, he was pretty just with the Rangers and the A's. Not very good overall. Again, not really too much to see. The one good thing to see is that his FIP with the A's was a 4.22, and he was getting a lot of strikeouts. So he was getting around 11.5 strikeouts per 9 with the A's, and that's a pretty good sign. So I think with the Royals, bringing in Mike Minor, again, I think this is more of like a good veteran move. I don't know if the Royals are going to do too much this upcoming season. I mean, could they maybe be a surprise? Sure, they got some pretty fun guys on that team. They got Whit Merrifield, they got Jorge Soler, they got some young starting pitching that was really doing well towards the end of last season. And now you bring in a guy like a Mike Minor who is going to give you innings. He's going to give you that veteran presence. He's going to help the young guys out. So I think overall it's a win-win for the Royals. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. Again, that's what I think the Royals needed to do this offseason. They're kind of just like a team that's there, but I think overall they needed to bring in a starting pitcher. They didn't do well overall with starting pitching last year. I think overall they ranked somewhere in the bottom 5, I believe, maybe bottom like 7. I can't remember the exact spot. But to bring in a guy that can give you some innings, some veteran leadership, I think it's a good move. So what do you all think in the chat? Do you think this is a good move for the Royals? Do you think Mike Minor signing with them is a good move? I think it's a good move. I mean, again, he didn't really have the best season last year. But that's just me. Tell me what you think down below in the chat while you guys are giving me thumbs ups or thumbs downs. I'll check out the comments. Yeah, David Knight, I agree. I think the Royals could be kind of like this sneaky team. Maybe they could go for a second wild card. They could be kind of right there in the mix. I think that's possible. I don't think that's too much out of the question. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. So, alrighty. I'm seeing a couple of thumbs ups here. Kira is rocking out, so I guess she is all about it. Jackson, read my comment. What comment? Robbie, what do you think of this? Vasquez, Dahlbeck, and Chavis to the Dodgers. Ooh, for Kyber Ruiz and Dennis Santana. I like Dahlbeck, man. I like Dahlbeck. I like him, man. He just seems like a Boston kind of a player. I love the name. A Bobby Dahlbeck, you know. Chavis, I would be okay with trading a Chavis. He's kind of having to move around. I don't know. Justice Sheffield, he's interesting. I think he could be turning. He's had his ups and downs. He spent a long time in the minor leagues. He was very young when he went to the minors. I think he went out of high school, but there's a lot of good things to like about a Justice Sheffield, Jackson. I don't know if I would trade Bobby Dahlbeck. I like him, man. I think he's a really good prospect, so that's just me. All right, moving on to the next bit of news. This is a team that just seems to be all over the place in this offseason, and I mean that in a good way. Every free agent they are just linked to the Toronto Blue Jays. Every single free agent, you're seeing Blue Jays, Blue Jays, Blue Jays, Blue Jays. And one free agent in particular reporting tonight, Blue Jays interested in Kolton Wong. I think this could end up being a sneaky good move. I love Kolton Wong. I'm a little biased when it comes to defense. I like me some defense. I love it. And Kolton Wong, he is a beast at second base. One of the best defensive second basemen in the game, if not the best defensive second baseman in the game. Surprisingly cut loose by the Cardinals. But hey, one team's trash is another team's treasure. And maybe Kolton Wong to the Blue Jays could end up being a really good move. And I'm going to tell you why I think this could end up being a pretty good move. So let me tell you why. Here, let me click out of some of these. Here we go. All right, let me actually pull up the article so I can give credit to the right person. Here we go. So reporting on this was John Morosi of MLB.com. He tweeted this. Actually, there's a link to the tweet right here. Here we go. So John Morosi, Blue Jays showing interest in Kolton Wong and are prepared to make him their top priority among free agent second basemen if DJ LeMahieu returns to the Yankees. So there's another free agent the Blue Jays are in on. DJ LeMahieu, but if that doesn't work out, I think DJ LeMahieu could be a really good fit for the Blue Jays. I think that has a lot of potential. I think that could be a really fun fit if LeMahieu ended up in Toronto. But if they miss out on LeMahieu, Kolton Wong with the Blue Jays would be really fun. Kolton Wong is a very good veteran player. He's been around for a little while. He has playoff experience. Bringing in a guy like Kolton Wong for the Blue Jays with that young core, wow, that would be really fun. And this, I think, could end up being a good thing. So let's actually take a look at some stats real quick. If we take a look at the fielding from last year, if we take a look here, the Blue Jays overall, they ranked 22nd. Hold on, everyone. I'm seeing some lag. All right, I think we're okay. Are we still lagging? All right, I think we're okay. All right, so here we go. So the Blue Jays overall ranked 22nd in fielding last year. And if we go take a look a little deeper, it's actually not from second base. Second base, they actually did really well. Cavan Biggio got a lot of starts last year at second. And the Blue Jays at second base last year, they ranked 10th. So they were pretty solid when it came to defense over at second base. Cavan Biggio had himself a pretty nice year. And overall, it's not second base that they're really too worried about. You know, what actually one position that really hurt the Blue Jays defensively last year was third base. So this right here, the Blue Jays, they only ranked 18th. So not very good. Travis Shaw, not the best defensive third baseman out there. So what the Blue Jays could do, is go into their depth chart here. You could move Cavan Biggio over to third. You could move him over to third. Travis Shaw, I'm not really sure what you do with the Travis Shaw. I don't know. Maybe you DFA him or maybe, trade or something. But to me, if I had to pick between Travis Shaw and a Kolton Wong, I'm bringing in Kolton Wong all day. No disrespect to Travis Shaw, the mayor of Ding Dong City. I love Travis Shaw. But Kolton Wong is a beast out at second base. So you could move Cavan Biggio over to third, Kolton Wong man second. I mean, what a combo that would be. Bo Bichette, the young dynamic shortstop, and Kolton Wong. I mean, that has potential. I think there's a lot of promise with that. So I like this. I like the idea of this. Kolton Wong maybe going to the Blue Jays. I think this has, and he's not going to be too expensive, I think. He kind of fits into what the Blue Jays seem to like to pay with contracts. They don't really, when you look at the Blue Jays, they're not really a team that really goes crazy over free agent contracts. But I think this is a kind of a guy where you could see him maybe getting around like $8 to $10 million a year. I think that sounds like a Blue Jays kind of a contract to me. So I think this is, I think this has potential. What do you think? I would personally love Kolton Wong. Oh, we got a subscriber. I'm hearing something going on. Is it going to pop up on the screen? I'm having some lag. Nicholas Jacko. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Jacko Will. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right at all. But welcome to the channel, my friend. Cheers to you. Welcome. And if anyone else is joining us right now and you are looking for more baseball content, hit that subscribe button. We're talking baseball all the time. So, what do you think about this? Kolton Wong to the Blue Jays. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. How are you guys feeling about that? BZ Baseball, where is your comment? I am not seeing your comment. BZ Baseball, where's the comment? Don't know where the comment is. I'm looking for the comment. Where is it? Not seeing it. I'm seeing a few thumbs downs. Wow, Jackson, not a big fan of the move. Not a big fan of a Kolton Wong to the Blue Jays. Cole with a thumbs down. Evinson with a thumbs down. Everyone, I'm not sure how you guys are doing with lag. I'm not really sure. I don't know. The lag tonight has been really up and down. James Scott, welcome to the chat, my friend. Welcome. So, but let's move on. Let's take another look at some other news. Here we go. So, getting to the next bit of news. And this one, I'm pretty excited about this. I think this has potential to be a lot of fun. So, getting back to... Man, this lag, I swear. But getting back, maybe about how long ago now? Back in like June, like May, you had the MLB Draft around that time. And that got a lot of traffic on this channel. There wasn't really too much to talk about at that time because the season was postponed. But the one thing that brought in some traffic to this channel was the MLB Draft. And there is some exciting news about the MLB Draft. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I think it's actually going to be pretty fun. There's been some reshuffling of the minor leagues lately. I'm not really totally sure. Like, I haven't read too much on it, but I know they're doing some stuff with the minor leagues. But in my opinion, in my personal opinion, there is something good coming out of it. And Major League Baseball has introduced a new league for MLB Draft prospects. The MLB Draft League coming in 2021. I think this has potential to be a lot of fun. This, to me, I think has so many positives to it. I am very excited about this. David Knight, yes, I agree. It's going to be a little wackadoodle for the minor leagues, but I will say this, to me, is pretty cool. I can't lie about that. So let me get to the article that was talking about it. Here we go. Hold on, let me share the screen. All right. So Major League Baseball announces formation of the MLB Draft League. So taking a look here, Major League Baseball on Monday announced that it has teamed with Prep Baseball Report to form the MLB Draft League, a new summer league that will allow the nation's top draft-eligible players to compete in a 68-game season beginning next year. The league will be headed up by former MLB scout Kerrick Jackson, who resigned from his post as the head coach at Southern University to take this newly created position. In my opinion, I'm not sure how all of you are feeling about it. I know the minor leagues, they're kind of going through a reshuffling right now. Some of it doesn't look all that great. I don't know. But this, to me at least, I think has potential to be a lot of fun. And let's kind of go over a couple of things here. So taking a look here. So again, there's going to be 5 teams. It's going to be a 68-game season. And there is a video up on MLB.com of the new person running it. What was the name again? Hold on a second. Let me look at the name. Kerrick Jackson. He talks with Harold Reynolds on MLB Network. So he said in that video that they're probably going to have around 30-man rosters. And in my opinion, I mean, this is great. I think this is really good for prospects. There are a lot of benefits to this. So let's kind of run through this real quick. So the first benefit is that it gives teams more chances for scouting. For those teams where they don't really get to see too much of a player, where this gives them a chance to take just simply more looks at this at a certain player. Or if maybe a team has been looking at a player and they want this player, or they want to go check out this player against some of the best competition out there, these players are going to go up against other top draft prospects. So this is going to be a lot of talent in this league. You're not just going to be playing just some random schools and checking out how these players are doing with these maybe smaller schools that aren't as good as, teams like the University of Florida and Vanderbilt. So this is going to give teams more chances to see more of a player that they've been interested in a while, and it could help them determine, hey, you know what? We've seen this guy now play against some actual good competition, and you know what? Maybe we don't like what we see, or maybe it just gives them more confidence in taking this kind of a player if that player is available. So, and another benefit too, the players are going to get paid in this league. It probably won't be too much. I can't imagine it's going to be a lot of money, but hey, you know what? At least they will be paid. So, some more benefits to this. So undrafted seniors can join after the draft. So seniors that don't get drafted, they become free agents. But this also, because another thing too is this draft is going to occur during the middle of this season. So it's a 68-game season. They're actually moving the draft now from June to July during the All-Star break. So teams that maybe want to take a look at some guys that didn't get drafted, these guys can go into this league if they did not get drafted. It kind of gives them another chance to kind of showcase themselves as well. And, it just gives them more exposure. But another thing too, another benefit of this is players that join this league, maybe they could stay another year or two at college. This gives players the chance to see if they're ready to play against some top competition. If they go into this league, you're going to be facing some of the best out there. And this could give a player a chance to be like, you know what? I don't know if maybe I need another year at college. Maybe I need some more time developing where I was going to school, So I think that's a benefit as well. But also players that do get drafted, the draft is going to occur during the middle of this season. So once the draft happens, organizations could say, hey, you know what? Why don't you go stay in that league, get some more at-bats, get some more innings pitched, go get some more playing time. Especially with who knows what the heck is going to go on with the minor leagues this year. It just seems like everything is all up in the air right now. But overall, I think this is really cool. I think this is a really good thing. I think any time a team or teams can get more chances for scouting opportunities, I think that is only a plus. But also real quick, just to go over some of the teams, it's going to be a 5-team league. You got the Scrappers, you got the Spikes, you got the Thunder, the Trenton Thunder. That is all these teams, I believe, were minor league teams. I know the Trenton Thunder is, so I think these teams are all minor league teams. You got the Black Bears, you got the Crosscutters. So, I don't know. I think this is going to be cool. I think this is, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know if it's going to be televised or not. I don't know exactly all like those small little details. They didn't really say anything in the article or in the interview that I was watching. But overall, I think, again, the more chances teams have to get that opportunity to look at players, I think it's only a plus. And the fact that they get to play against other players that are also top draft prospects, it's the best of the best. It's the best competition out there. So you're going to be getting guys from like Vanderbilt, University of Florida, Oregon State, these really good college baseball players, or even players out of high school. They could go there. Someone like a Zach Veen from last year could have maybe joined this kind of a league. So overall, I think this is really fun. I think there's so many positives to this. I'm sure people will find some stuff to complain about with it. I don't know, but I think this is a good move. I think this is good. So tell me what you think down below in the chat. Would you give this a thumbs up? Would you give this a thumbs down? Tell me what you think of this. I think this is pretty good. So, but yeah, let me know in the chat. Cats, Jackson. Cats, I gotta disagree with that. I like dogs, man. God, I hate cats. I can't stand cats, dude. I'm also allergic to cats. So, but let me know what you all think. Give me a thumbs up in the chat, or give me a thumbs down on what you think about the new MLB Draft League. I want to see some thumbs ups. I want to see some thumbs downs. Let me know what you think. And I'll take a look at some comments here. David Knight, the Draft League could be good if the college season is messed up because of COVID again. And yeah, that's also another positive too. Thank you for pointing that out. Who knows what ends up happening next year with these, college programs. I think that's good too. If there's just, look at all these players this past year that didn't get enough scouting, where some guys slid down in the draft because of lack of scouting. So overall, I'm pretty excited about this. I hope they show it on TV. I hope you could watch some games, because that would be really fun. I would imagine MLB Network is going to show games. I would imagine it. Why would you not? I'd imagine. So, but everyone, I'm seeing some thumbs ups here. Chicken Nugget Gang, Baseball Production with a thumbs up. Kira is rocking out to it. Sounds good. Alrighty, everyone. But that's all I got for tonight, everyone. That is the news for tonight. But yeah, everyone, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I want to thank you all for listening in to the news. And, but yeah, everyone, I will be back here tomorrow night if there is anything to talk about. Actually, you know what? I might not be here tomorrow night. I'm not quite sure, because I have 3 videos that I'm working on at the moment. I might actually release all 3 of those videos tomorrow night. So depending on kind of where I'm at with those videos, that'll determine if I go live tomorrow night. But I should be here live Wednesday night. I might be here live tomorrow night, but if I'm not, then definitely Wednesday night. So everyone, thank you again for coming out tonight. So, but yeah, I'll talk to you next time.